What's up guys, it's Endymion, and today I wanted to talk about the Kett and why they are more than likely going to be a major villain in the future of Mass Effect, and why the Kett are such an unsettling force in the Mass Effect universe. The Kett are a militaristic empire situated somewhere in the Andromeda galaxy, but there's many characteristics about the Kett that showcase how different and deadly they are compared to previous threats in Mass Effect. For starters, the Kett are an empire completely based around the Undying Crusade to find the most unique DNA traits in other species to further their own genetic structure. The Kett essentially abduct other races and study their genes to find any improvements in other races to replicate and integrate into the Kett's biological structure to enhance their own species. This is, well, it's unsettling to say the least. The Kett represent a different kind of threat than the Reapers because while the Reapers would wipe out all advanced life forms from the Milky Way every 50,000 years, the Reapers' harvest would only target races deemed too advanced, meaning races that weren't able to achieve space travel or the colonization of planets were left alone until their time would inevitably come in a future cycle. The Kett, however, in a way, are best compared to, well, us, as in humans. They see any other biological race as inferior, like how humans view, say, a cow or any other livestock, and view these lesser races of life as nothing more than food or means to increase and enhance their own lifestyles and needs. I did a video a while back about the Dark Forest theory, which is based on a series of books called The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu. In that series, the concept of the Dark Forest is that the forest is the universe, and every race would be seen as a single hunter in that forest. Every hunter would tread lightly, ensuring their presence was unaware to any potential threats in the forest to make sure they survive to live another day. Basically, the idea is that we don't know about other alien life, not because there isn't any, but simply because if said life did exist, it would go to extreme measures to conceal its existence in fear of colonization or genocide by a stronger force. Mass Effect actually somewhat subverts this idea by having the races of the Milky Way, like humans, Krogans, Asari, and so on, living in somewhat relative peace amongst one another and being civil enough to establish trade between the various races. The Kett, however, are the living embodiment of the Dark Forest theory in my opinion. Prior to the events of Andromeda, the Kett were completely unaware to the existence of the Milky Way races, likely due to the harvesting by the Reapers. But once the initiative reaches Andromeda, the Kett quickly began abducting the various Council races to see what genetic nuances they could extract from what the Kett view in their eyes as new exotic livestock. This leads to exalted forms of races like the Krogan becoming behemoth-class enemies, or the realization that the Kett, Ryder, and the Initiative are facing in the Helios cluster to be the exalted forms of abducted Angaran refugees. But like the saying goes, once the genie is out of the bottle, it's hard to put it back in, and now that the Kett are not only aware of other races in the universe, but that each race harbors unique genetic properties ripe for exaltation, this paints a bleak future for the Milky Way galaxy in the future. While the Reapers are defeated, the Council races are left in literal shambles following their defeat. Of course, the teaser does hint that the new game will take place at least 600 years in the future, if it's to coincide with the events of Andromeda. And while 600 years is obviously a lot of time, we need to acknowledge that the Kett are a vast empire, like the Protheans, but way more ruthless in a sense, that they have never been reduced to a weakened state by something like the Reapers, meaning their empire is likely so massive that even with 600 years of prepping time, the Council races might not be ready to face a threat that is likely hundreds, if not at least 1,000,000 years strong in military level power. And they would be closing in on not just a cluster, but an entire galaxy of livestock just ripe for exaltation by the Kett. So while the Dark Forest idea usually depicts every race as one single hunter in a massive unending forest, the Kett might be more accurately represented as not one hunter, but an entire group of them. Each hunter watching from various angles and sightlines, waiting to signal their allies that their next prey is about to be consumed. With the Reapers now dead, the Kett are undoubtedly the next massive threat closing in on humanity and the council races. And while the Reapers at least had the decency to harvest only the advanced ones, the Kett wouldn't stop there. They would likely harvest and splice apart even the most primitive of races if it meant the Kett Empire would improve in the process. Basically, the Kett is a bus full of hungry, saliva-dripping customers, and we are, well, a buffet about to be devoured. Well, that's a nice way to end this video, right? So what do you think of the Kett and the threat they pose for the future of the series? Let me know in the comments below. And consider subscribing, liking, and sharing the video to help feed the algorithm gods. Thank you, it gives my life meaning. As always, thank you to my patrons for their continued support. It means a lot. And I'm ENDYMION. More content is on the way. I'll see you in the next one.